Yo, Ski, what's up everybody, man? Y'all know who I be. It's your man Pooh, CYGG. Now today we're going to be talking about why Madden's new mode, the Yard, is actually failing. Now for some people, they may think to themselves, wow, you know, this mode isn't actually failing, it actually is doing good to me. In actuality, the mode is failing because it hasn't achieved the popularity that the 2K Park has, and it's for ample reasons. Now I'm going to be providing solutions that may be able to actually fix the mode and allow it to achieve that popularity that it set out to gain. Now, with that being said, let's jump into this video. Number 1, rep system. Now the rep system within Madden is actually done poorly. Now the reason why, because there is no true rep system. Now I understand the Madden devs may actually say, if you look at that bottom right thing in the corner, you may see that it says Madden rank, and that Madden rank actually provides you with a rep level that actually says it's 16,000 rep points to actually get to the next level. Now the problem with this is that it has nothing to do with online head to head, and getting wins basically does nothing to your rep system, as well as getting losses. There's no true consequences, any type of true consequences whatsoever that's tied to this rep system at all. And that's the problem, because I can quit out of a game, or I can quit on my team and nothing happens, or I can win a game and nothing happens. There's no true rewards for this. And the reason why I say this is because the same rewards I can get in online head to head, I can go into those solo events and basically spam the AI and get those same uniforms and those same credits by going against the AI without having to play online or alongside anybody else. So that basically defeats the purpose of the other rewards within the game. Now this is my problem with that. This is why that mode is not as popular as the 2K Park, because in the Park there's actually a rep system. Now what do I think that EA can do with this? I think they should take that Madden rank and they should put it alongside your player's name. That way when you matchmake in a lobby, people can see who they are playing with. They can see how high the rank is, and they can see the record of that player. Be able to see the record of the player that you're playing alongside, so that way you can be like, yo, I can really trust my teammate because this guy has a high record. I can really trust this guy because this guy has a high rank. He's a veteran. I feel like this will actually help the mode go further, because there is a true give and take to it. Right now you can quit and you can win and you can get the same results because there is no rep based system and there is no rewards for it either. And I feel like that's where you can tie the wins to it. Like I said before, if the rep is 16,000, I feel like you should be able to let every win count for at least 200 to 300 points. That way giving the players actually something to aim for, because they'll be like, yo, I'm getting rep points anytime I win, and that's allowing my rank to go up. But without that, there is no true rep system, which means that it provides no purpose to actually winning or losing the game within the Yard. And one last thing to add is, please take off any other basically goals or achievements you got to get that has nothing to do with your player rep. If it has nothing to do with your Madden rank, do not have it in the game. Don't have me playing Superstar KO mode to up my Madden rank. That's another problem. Also, man, like you don't see on 2K it says, hey, go play an exhibition game to make your My Park player better. No. Or to get your My Park player to an All-Star 3. No. Keep that Madden rank within the Yard. That way people have an incentive to actually grind it. If you don't give them an incentive to grind it, then it serves no purpose. Number two would be leaderboards. Now the reason why I say leaderboards is because basically leaderboards are really not done effectively, and the reason why I say that because it's only tied to your friends. It's not actually tied to other players around the world. Now if I play face of the franchise, I'll find out that one of my friends have the highest score. But if I go to the solo events, I'll see that one of my friends have the highest score, which is understandable in solo events. But when I'm going to online head to head, I want to know which 3 players are the best, or who are the top 3 players that I have to be worried about seeing at the Nike HQ field. Like, yo, this guy has this many points, and he has accumulated this many points at the Nike HQ field, or whatever, at the Bo Nike field, whatever it's called. man, I need to know that I need to be worried about this player when I go to Miami Port, or when I go to the Lambeau tailgate, this player is most dominant here. I need to be aware of these players who have accumulated these high scores at certain places because they have put the time into the game, and them putting that time into the game have allowed them to be notarized for it. Now, once you put that actually within the game, I feel like that creates a little bit of a competition, because a lot of players will see that and be like, yo, I want to be the top one on that list. I want to accumulate a lot of points. Now, how can this work with the leaderboards? This goes into number 3. Number 3, game events. Now, the problem with the game events online, man, it doesn't really make sense. Now, the reason why it doesn't really make sense because there's no true reward system for it. Once again, this leads me back to number 1 with the rep system. You can lose these games and you can still gain a good amount of points, or you can quit out of these games and there's nothing that really affects you. And then on top of that, what about when you win? Now, when you win, that's where the problem happens the most, because what happens when you win and have everything maxed out? Absolutely nothing. If I've already garnered every piece of equipment from playing the solo events, then basically playing head-to-head online will mean nothing. It will serve no purpose whatsoever. So what needs to be done in this regard is that you need to stop limiting the game events. What's the purpose of limiting 3 games in a row if there's nothing tied to it? Now, in my perspective, I feel like there should be an award at the end of each event. I feel like there should be an award for streaks. Now, I feel like you should extend the boxes, and let's just say people win 10 games in a row. 10 games in a row gets you 5,000 credits. 20 games in a row gets you 10,000 credits. You know, on and on, you know what I'm saying? And or you can say, let's just say winning 15 games in a row, you can select a certain piece of equipment for free or something like that. Basically give the player something to be rewarded for winning. You get nothing for winning at all, man. And then on top of that, why are the boxes limited if you are not going to, I don't get that either. Like, why are the boxes only limited at 3? That's where the leaderboards can come into play. If you take the boxes out, if you take it only being limited to 3 events out of the game, then that's when you can be more aware of the leaderboard, because it doesn't just stop at 24,000 or 30,000. Now the scores can keep getting ran up. Now I can look at that leaderboard and be like, yo, this team put up 300K at Miami Port. Wow, bro, I don't want to run into these dudes here, man. These dudes know their way around this field, man. These dudes are very effective. And that's when I'll know that, yo, these guys gotta have a high rep, because these guys are balling out here. Number 1 and number 2 both play a factor, and number 3, the game events. You see how all these things tie together, because there's a true reward and there's a true give and take, and there's true consequences for how you play. And also, this will lead me to number 4, which talks about the prototypes. Number 4, I was gonna say prototypes, but I'm gonna get the prototypes later. We're gonna talk about the black screen. Now, this is, oh my goodness. Bro, how many times have you guys thought that you were gonna get into another game, you thought that you were gonna play a game, and then all of a sudden you get hit with the black screen, and now you have to close your application and you can't even play? You want to know why that is? It's because it's too many desyncing errors, man. The desync problem within the yard is at an all-time high, and it really needs to be fixed. And speaking of the desync error, man, we need to talk about another thing that's also a problem within the yard, which is matchmaking. So let's get to number 5. Now, number 5 is matchmaking. Now, the thing that is wrong with matchmaking on Madden, now mind you, it's an open lobby. It doesn't really have any skill-based matchmaking, but for some reason, even if you close your app, turn off your game, and get back and turn it back on, you can still end up running into the same people. Now, I don't know if this is because it's less players that's playing the yard or not, or it's the simple fact that Madden is not doing a good job in allowing you to find different people. Bro, I have teamed up with some of the same people at least 5 times in one day. Now, mind you, if I got on 2K and left the part, closed my app, and turned my game back on and went into a like went back into the park or went back into the neighborhood, I will not see the same person once. I will never see the same person. I promise you I won't. There's a less than 3% chance that I will see the same person in the neighborhood on 2K than I will see the same person in the Madden matchmaking lobby. Bro, that's a problem that needs to be fixed. How can you fix that problem? By going into number 6. Number 6, too casual. Now the problem with number 6 is like it needs to be a ranked and an unranked mode. And since I know Madden can't really implement this in the best way, what is a solution to this? I feel like at times Madden needs to rotate the arenas into being like say for instance, you just have 1 week where you say ranked yard players will be at Miami Park, or you will say ranked yard players will be at Nike HQ Field, or you can choose 2 fields where the Nike Field and Miami Port will be the only 2 ranked places this week, and next week we'll rotate them and it'll be the Lambeau Tailgate and FOB Nico. Like, that's what I feel like should happen. If you guys truly want to allow people who want to be casual to play with other casuals and rep up their players, then allow them to pick the events or the arenas or the places that aren't ranked, and allow the players that actually want to play ranked to compete in those ranked places, excuse me. Now, how will this be done? The same way with number 1, by allowing the Madden rank system to look for players who are ranked 27 and 30 and above, find them and put them against the other best Madden ranked players. And even if you run into the same players a lot, you just got to be ready for that. But if you don't want to run into Madden ranked players, then go to the casual areas and play around. Number 8 will be prototypes. Now the problem with the prototypes, I feel like this is a lot of things that need to be done. Now Madden doesn't allow people to actually choose their size by the prototypes. Because the game has to register on animation, so you can't really make players like you would on 2K and have to deal with certain things. So the modifier actually works for the Frostbite engine, which is understandable. Not going to really go into detail about that, but the abilities, there needs to be abilities that we can unlock in the rep system for our prototypes. I understand you may say you already got that with escape artists. No. There needs to be an ability for our prototypes that we can unlock that affects all prototypes. For example, there needs to be like, once you reach this rank, you can unlock Bruiser, which is stiff arms and truck. Once you reach this rank, you can unlock Evasive. Evasive is jukes and spins. Once you reach this point, you can get human joystick. Getting those abilities, those top 3 abilities are incredible abilities and can change any game with any prototype. Any prototype with those abilities are going to be dominant. But put them in the rep system so that way when people be like, oh man, he got those abilities, bro, he must been really grinding because we can't stop him. Allow players to get to that point. Also, if players keep quitting out of a game, deduct 8,000 rep points from their game. That goes for me, including when I quit or if anybody else quits. Allow 8,000 rep points to be deducted from their prototype. That way there's a true consequence. Now these are my solutions where I feel like should be done within the yard to actually make it more popular and make it more fun and make it more meaningful. When do I think they should actually get started on these things? I feel like they should get started on these things after they address the franchise mode, because that's been around longer and that's been needing tending to for some time now. And I'm all for that, because when I'm not playing the yard, I'm playing a franchise mode. So I feel like they need to tend to that, make sure that's good, and then afterwards they need to go ahead and put these intricate fixes within the mode, man, to make the mode better. Because I know they're not going to do it on this gen, but they need to do this for next gen, because if you go into playing next gen and the yard is the exact same way and it has no true unranked or ranked system or nothing else that differs from the current gen, I'm telling you, it is going to go down even more. But those are my opinions. If you guys have any further opinions about what should be done to make the yard more playable and more exciting, then put it in the comments below. Until next time, it's your man Pooh, CYGG, and I'm out.